welcome to my channel, Sacred Intuition. And today I actually pre-shuffled. Normally I shuffle on camera or only pre-pick maybe a couple of cards, well, the ones that fall out. But in this case, I was so excited because I got my new deck. The deck, the Santa Muerte. And I was actually looking very much forward to getting this deck. And it did not disappoint, especially since Halloween is coming up this month. And it's like the fall season. And you know, like how fall is very much like a transformative time also for for nature in itself. Because we are getting ready to like go within, because in wintertime it's like hibernating, even though us humans, we don't hibernate. But nonetheless, now that makes sense. As I went to my fitness class, all of a sudden, during meditation, I got 3 animals: bear, butterfly, and eagle. And I was thinking to myself, like, how the heck is that helping me? Because I already prepared this before I went to my fitness class. So anyway, and now it makes sense. So since I said like about hibernating, so it's like the bear is hibernating. And I said about transformation, and the butterfly is the symbol of transformation. And then the eagle is like how in the end you're soaring free and high. But actually, today we're tapping into the person on your mind. And therefore it's particularly interesting because we got the Hangman, La Santa Muerte, and Temperance. La Santa Muerte in this case is the death card, which yet again is transformation. And I really feel like this person that we're tapping into, it could also be your own energy, so use your discernment. The person that we're tapping into has gained a completely new perspective. If they have been maybe quite rigid in the past and very stuck and holding on to their beliefs and were very much my way or the highway, I feel like something has shifted as of recently or in the most recent months. And actually this shift came quite abruptly because, as you see in this card, if you don't like violence, this is not the tarot deck that you want to look into. You see the hole in his head from like a gunshot wound. I feel like this hangman in particular, basically, you know how you hit your head and be like, oh wow, how couldn't I see that before? This is basically like the bullet to his head, because I feel like it's a man depicted here, but like I said, it doesn't have to be a man that we're tapping into. What's happening with the blurriness? Okay. It could also be a woman that you're attached to. And I really do feel like you're attached to this person in some way. I do feel you have a very strong connection here. And to most of you, I don't even think you are that surprised to hear this. And I really like how in this death card, La Santa Muerte, you see her as basically like the Empress, right? Ready to give birth to a child, to a new beginning. That is quite interesting to see. And it has kind of also like the sun energy. which is quite interesting because that is never the case in any other death cards that I've seen so far. And yet again, I feel like it is light has been shining on something, like this new beginning that is ready to, yeah, to actually to start. And then the Temperance card came out. And the Temperance card is quite interesting. Yet again, you see the sun. I feel like the sun is coming out. Oh, wow. Are those butterflies? If you look very closely and I get rid of the blur, those are butterflies, aren't they? Wow. Okay. Really like this. I just like the imagery of this tarot deck. And I actually feel like it's talking about how someone went through the healing and they're completely reborn. And they actually learn to balance themselves out and basically to give themselves, like to pour into their own cup. As you can see, how the woman depicted is pouring into the one cup, which, yes, of course, it's classic for the Temperance card. But in this case, I really get the message that this person that we're talking about today actually has learned, instead of simply always over giving to others and not having healthy boundaries, and maybe also always listening to what other people told that person, and they were not thinking to this to themselves, which might have caused their own death, to be fair. Because they were actually not living for themselves. They were always living up to the expectations of others because they were too insecure about being themselves. And actually, I feel like after this transformation is done, and I really feel like this person has been going through this transformation, this development, this character development, they actually started to learn to set boundaries, pour into their own cup. And since they can pour into their own cup now they can even give you and offer you the cup of love, which they weren't able before. Not at all. Because it is a fact, if you don't love yourself, it doesn't matter how much someone else loves you. Because it's like pouring into a shattered glass. It will always seep out. Because a person with no self-love is not a healthy vessel to hold it, because they don't actually believe that you can love them, because they don't love themselves. Maybe this is also a message to you. Have you been maybe lacking self-love? Especially if this is a person where you have a soul connection to, a spiritual connection. Then we're always kind of a reflection to one another. And oftentimes they mirror something back to us, maybe not like the exact same wounding. Wow. Okay, now that makes sense, because I got some really awesome decks as well from Made for Love. And I always wanted to get them. And I actually purchased them. And I completely forgot that they might be arriving sometime soon. And they arrived today. And we'll get some cards from the Wounded Warrior deck. Absolutely beautiful. Like, these cards, by the way, are from the Confessions of the Soul from Made for Love. And these two cards are actually from her deck called Divine Timing, because I wanted to get like kind of a feel. Yeah, so now I completely drifted off, but I think that was fine, because I think I said the most relevant things. I thought it was quite funny. The first card actually that came out was, I just feel overwhelmed with everything that is happening in my life right now. So for most of you, this person, or maybe you yourself, are actually still going through this transformation. Yeah. And I also got the I'm working on myself so that I can love you the way you deserve to be loved. Oh my God. And now it makes sense why I was like so much about going on about self-love and like being able to pour into their own cup. And now they can offer you the cup of love that you might have always waited on. Because I really do feel like this is not a completely new person. This is someone you share a connection with. Whether you just know this person, yeah, it doesn't mean that you might have had a romantic relationship before. No. Maybe you are childhood friends. Maybe you're work colleagues. But I also don't get that you're quite new work colleagues. Like, if this is a work colleague, this is a person that you've been working with for quite some time. And at first I was a bit confused when the decade card came out. And I was like, the decade? And then all of a sudden I got the word anniversary. Like something is like an anniversary that is coming up. Apply where it fits. But also I feel like this transformation of this person, or maybe you yourself, has been playing out over the last decade. The last 10 years have been very significant in your life. Just think about it. Like, what did you maybe go through? What changes did you make in your personal life? What did you change in your career? What kind of mindsets have you changed over the past 10 years? 10 years, that's a massive time frame, right? And if you can't imagine that this person has changed, 10 years is a darn long time. I'm getting this song like, time ago, remember. I actually listened to the song Power of Love. And afterwards I got the song, what was it called? It's actually a German song, but it says with body and soul. It was quite interesting because I feel like this person, if they didn't realize the connection that they share with you, like this energetic bond, or whatever connection you guys share, but really strongly get an energetic bond. And I'm not talking about a karmic tie. I think they have come to the realization, or if they haven't come to this realization, they will by the 31st of October till 1st of November. Just a beautiful card. I just love the fall season that is coming through here. I really do. It's absolutely, yeah, so beautiful. But now that threw me off. Okay, yeah. Either they will have completed this transformation by October, 31st of October, 1st of November, or you will come across like a very significant message that will be coming through. And I'm not necessarily talking about that it will be direct communication from that person, but I think you will receive a message either through your spirit guides, through friends that you have in common, through maybe work news, whatsoever. There are so many different channels where you can receive a message from, or maybe it's just your gut feeling, your intuition telling you, wow, something just shifted. Maybe they just pop up in your mind and you have a crystal clear vision. Yeah. And don't be disheartened if you've never had like a vision before. That doesn't mean that it can't still happen. And actually now I really would like to see What is maybe the wounding that this person might be healing at the moment or closing up on healing until the 31st of October, 1st of November? What wounding is this person dealing with? Okay. And we got no way. Did they wake up to their own spiritual gifts? Because, okay, misuse of spiritual gifts. This is interesting. Misuse of spiritual gifts. Okay. No way. And in the middle, where I flipped to, it's ritualistic abuse. And by this, I really don't, well, for some of you, it might be true. They might have been dibble-daddling into some kind of magic, lighting a candle. It can be as innocent as excessively thinking about you and tapping into your energy, or constantly talking about you. That is also, they say, it's a spell, right? So you speak something into existence. And if you have an energetic bond to this person, you'll feel it. So it could be as innocent as that they actually don't really know that they were misusing their spiritual gifts. Maybe they've never known that they had them. Or they were actually always quite aware of it, and before they always misused it through maybe manipulating people. Wow. And I really do feel like there's so much going on in that person's life. I feel like they're going through so many endings. Well, let's maybe get another card. I really feel like what's going to happen? Like what wounding? What 31st of October, 1st of November. Really would like to see what other energy might be coming out. What energy? Wow, okay. No way. Voyeur or stalker? Didn't we just talk about how this person might be obsessively thinking about you, talking about you to others? Wow, 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 wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There are so many messages and we have to get into this. These 4 cards also fell out. I thought it was only 1 card, but those were 4. So 1, cheating, defensive, heartbreak, and unrequited love. What is going on here? And underneath the deck, it's emotionally unavailable parents or guardians. Why do I get the feeling that this person, first storyline, made you feel like it was unrequited love, made you feel and made you go through heartbreak because they were being defensive? Maybe if you were romantically involved, they were actually like going towards a third party, right? Which would be considered cheating. I mean, not only considered, it is cheating, okay? Maybe they were actually cheating with you because they were already in a committed relationship, but still made you feel like it was unrequited love and causing you heartbreak because they were being defensive, because they were not opening up. Because why? Because they were taught to be emotionally unavailable. They were being taught during their childhood. Wow. I have no idea. Okay. Okay. I have to put them here. Can you still see? Yep. Gonna move this up. Up, up, up. Yeah, at least you can still read it. Defensive, emotionally unavailable parents. And maybe because they were so used to people being emotionally unavailable, this is why they started being so manipulative and started to be quite defensive in how they approached. And defensive, like being a stalker, well, unless you're like a clinically like really disturbed person. If you're a stalker and a voyeur, it means you have to do it hidden and secret, right? Because why? Because that's a very defensive behavior, because you don't want to open up, because you don't actually want to give an open cup of love to the person. Why? Because you were being taught that this is weak. You have been taught that this is going to cause you heartbreak, because they were actually taught that, no, in love, there's always one person that loves more. And for some reason, I get a very strange side message. And they were actually being taught that it's okay to be cheating as long as you stay faithful to your partner. Well, okay, that did not make sense. Sorry. What I meant is it's okay to be cheating as long as you don't break a commitment, like a divorce. Like a divorce would have been called unacceptable, whereas cheating would have been like not be condemned, like it wouldn't be a big issue as long as you do it hush hush. Wow, this is so toxic. Like I have not even an idea. Yeah, no, this is. And it's funny. This card comes out, and I was talking about butterflies. It doesn't say anything. It's like basically a blank card. And underneath it says betrayal and guilt. If this person made you feel betrayed in some shape or form, they are so feeling guilty. They feel so bad. Phew. Heavy energy. Heavy energy. Like, I mean, what is going on? No, you can't even read it, so. I mean, I said it. I said what I said. Wow. This is no way. So the bear, the eagle, soar and high. Okay, I'm actually guided to actually no, actually, you know what? I want to see what other confession wants to come out. Is there any other confession that wants to come out? Because this is surreal. But I mean, I can end it right here. This message is on point. Yeah. I admire your strength. Some of you will be saying, yeah, well, I didn't have a choice. You didn't leave me a choice. I had to be strong because you left me in the dust. All you did was like kind of hurt me. And honestly, this reading really is only going to resonate if you have some kind of history with this person. And it doesn't have to be all applicable. Yeah, they admire your strength. They admire your strength. They do. They really, really do. But what good does it do? Feeling guilty, betrayal. Well, yeah. And underneath the deck it says, I'm drowning myself in work to bury the memories of you. And for some reason, It says, I just feel overwhelmed with everything that is happening in my life right now. I feel like their life is literally falling apart. They have been basically, literally shot in the head. There is no denying there is a freaking bullet wound in their head, in their forehead. They can't ignore it anymore. Okay? And they finally have to face whatever inner wounding and childhood trauma they faced, they had to deal with, that they had experienced. They actually have to face it. And it's overwhelming them, but they are going through a massive transformation right now. And you seriously need to have faith and believe and stand in your power, because I feel like you guys are the guiding light. And also, I almost said guardian light. I feel like you are showing the way because you are, and sun energy is Leo energy, and Leo is the strength card. They look to you for guidance. They look to you because you are probably the only positive role model they've ever had in their life. Beautiful. You can be very proud of yourself. I'll leave it here. Thank you so much. Take care.